up, everybody? It's me, Johnny G. Welcome back to another Arknights episode here. We're doing our part 3 of the playthrough of the Here at People Sows event. And I'm excited. I'm anxious to continue. We're about to start HS-5. And where we left off last time was the second tutorial. We finished that, which shows you how to do the water purification for the BLIGHT. You put down the machine and it helps to purify the water by spraying the clean water over. And if you put an operator behind it, it expands the range and so on. So we're going to pick up with that and continue. We have HS5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 left until we finish the event. Now, of course, there's always the EX type stages and things that come later, but I'm not, as always, as you guys have known from my past playthroughs, especially with this account, I'm not 100% ready to tackle those stages yet. I'm only just getting to a point where I'm comfortable tackling those with my main account, which is kind of strange. With that account, I haven't even attempted like the contingency contract stuff or like the integrated strategies because I've tried a couple stages on them a while back, which my account has gotten better since, but I've tried those stages a while back and I couldn't do anything. I was so bad. But now I've gotten some better operators between Dagonbreaker and Texas Theomertosa and things like that. Post me trying that. Now I've got Shu and I've fully upgraded my Ifeola on that account and Exusier and various others on that account that could probably help me a bit further in actually completing those kind of things now. This account, I'm still not confident in that yet. We'll get there someday, but for now, I've got to build up my operators and things more. So we're just going to continue focusing on the main story of the event. And we'll probably do another 2 to 3 stages today and try to get those done and see where we can go from there. So without further ado, let's continue on. And here we go. Let's get our daily login stuff, do our lucky strips, and let's see who we have. It's a 3 hundo, which means I'll get 3 picks tomorrow. We'll see who we get for our blessing. 500. Oh, it's Hung. Awesome. Add to my blessings. I didn't even read what he said. Let's pull that up. No, don't worry about it. I'll get it cleaned up in a moment. Want to sit a while? I'll make a dish or 2. No, don't worry. I'm not tired at all. Can't celebrate the new year without cleaning up after all. Actually, Hung is a character who I'm contemplating cosplaying. I'm contemplating making a full-on fursuit for him. Now I'm debating though, because obviously I'm gonna try to make, number one, I gotta lose weight first and foremost. I've got to lose weight to be more comfortable. I wasn't 100% even when I cosplayed Doctor earlier, just because I was so worried about my stomach. Other ways, I'm not too bad, but it's like my main body is where I'm problematic with. But I want to possibly do a full-on fursuit for Hung, which I only basically need to do the top part because the bottom is pretty much the pants and all his clothing and gear. You don't really see anything. But I can actually show it a little better here if I go into the operators, because I do have him on this account, I believe. Yes, I do. I haven't used him yet. It doesn't really show it that well. But if you look at his official artwork, he doesn't really show anything fur-wise down below, like for the pants, legs, that kind of thing. So I only need to have like the upper body, and then I'll have to make the shield and stuff like that. But then I would need to make like the head, and I don't quite know if I would do a full-on like fursuit head base, or if it would be a case where, like I seen a guy here not long ago when Zenless Zone Zero came out, where he did a Von Lycan cosplay that the face, he basically just made like the muzzle, the snout, and the face was his actual eyes and things like that. I could maybe do something like that. The only thing I didn't like about that cosplay was the fact that he didn't find a way to make the mouth move. That is something I would want to challenge myself to do. It's not that he did a bad job in any way, shape, or form with the cosplay. It was amazing. I just thought it would have been really, really cool if he could have done that, made the mouth move. So that is a goal that I would have to do if I would do something that way. But maybe I'll just make the full head base, in which case would be cool too. I'm just curious though about like this little horn and stuff like that on him. So I might have to do some things like, makeup wise or wig cap wise if I were to just do it without the head base. things in due time. But this is just a potential future cosplay idea. I wanted to bring that up when seeing him pop up there. I've talked to a few people about that. Whoops. Let's go ahead and do our rolls here.
Ciao, Doctor.
We got a freebie, and I do have... We'll get ourselves 2 here. Let's do the free. It is a 4-star in Indigo. We'll do 2 more here. Okay. Another 4. Looks adorable. And another 4. 3 4s in a row. 4 4 4. Interesting. Male.
You won't regret giving me work.
Ermail's interesting. She's a cool character, but I guess there's something with the artist that, like, I guess they went and drew a whole bunch of NSFW stuff of her after she got into the game, so that's what makes people think that she's never gonna get like a skin or something. Kind of weird, but hey, whatever. It was the original artist. So, have I looked it up? Yes. Why did I just admit that? Anyways, onward to gameplay. All right, let's do some more headhunting first. Let's do what we can get here. There's a 10, and we got Ashlock? Yeah, Ashlock, and I already had her, so that's just a token here, which is fine. That's more potential for her. Here's another 5-er, and Grainbuds, who is maxed out, so we did that yesterday, I believe. And we'll do 1 more. And nothing higher than a 4. That's all right. That's all right. I'm not expecting a whole lot for a while just because we've already hit, but we're at 225, 75 more pulls until we hit what we need here to get the 300 and be able to pull another sibling out of the shop, and we'll do that. So, some quick pulls, but actually, one more thing while I'm here, just because I've been wanting to do this. I got this certificate a while back from completing campaign missions. I've already got Vulcan through, I think, recruitment, so I'm gonna get Indra using this certificate.
I'm Indra. I don't have any of those weird, crazy
She's
powers.
cool.
I let my fists do the talking. Nice to meet ya.
Well, my dear, it's nice to meet you too. Let's dive into the gameplay now. So like I said, we're picking up with HS-5. Let's go ahead and start. Ooh. I've seen this background before. That was used in the Jessica Alter event. So you're leaving again. You're not going to try and talk me out of it this time. When have you ever listened? I'll feel empty inside if you don't at least nag a little bit. I can still walk, and my limbs remain sturdy. The spring wind is chilly, so it's not like I can sunbathe in my chair. You know how dangerous it is up north. But shoo, you always know we have no choice. It took us decades to carve out this little plot of land, but it's still not enough. We're always short on food and land. We go a bit further north, we might just find some special crops that we can grow in originium-tainted soil. Then, we'd be able to cultivate the entire continent, and nobody would go hungry ever again. Even more reason for you to stay. If we can't find a crop like that, we'll just cultivate slowly. It might take 10 generations or 100, but eventually, does it look like I can wait that long? Besides, if the others heard things like crops that can be grown in originium-tainted soil, or cultivating entire continent, they'd think I lost my mind. There's no arguing with you. Wisdom is one of the perks that comes with age. The woman extends her hand, her fingers tightly clenched. Oh, shoo, would you mind reading my poem again? See if this old lady still has the luck to realize her dreams this late in life. I already told you I'm not doing that anymore. The woman smiles and unclasps her hand, revealing a small white flower in the middle of her palm. She pins the flower to the hair bun of the girl in front of her. I found this in the fields today. I do believe it's the first flower to bloom this year, and that's surely a good omen. Maybe I'll make it back in time for this year's harvest. You just keep track of the days and have some short rib soup ready for me. Shoo. You've always been able to see that future, haven't you? In the end, you'll... No, don't tell me. I don't want to know when I'll die. I just want to ask. Will our dream of the 10,000 ching of fertile fields come true? Yanshi? Shu? What? You've been loitering around here all morning. You don't want to give up on this piece of land, do you? Right. The mountains are lush, the water is clear, and the food's good, too. I like it here a lot. Tianshi Shu, you were transferred to Dahuang not long ago, right? You look very young. I've been here since I was born. 67 now. In all my years, I never thought I'd see the day when I had to leave. It's said that more than 1,000 years have passed since Shenlong reclaimed this land. How could we just as crops are planted in the spring and harvested in autumn, one cannot evade the elements forever. It is the way of the world for things to go wrong, and we can only let nature run its course. When you move to a nomadic city, everyone will have something to do. Trust that the proper arrangements have been made. We just don't understand. We thought our harvest has been weak the past 2 years because of the weather. It's nothing we can't overcome with a bit of hard work. But now you're telling us that there's something wrong with the land itself. Shu, you Tianshis are wiser than us. Can't you please think of a way to save this land? Just tell us what we have to do. It doesn't matter how hard we have to work, even if it means tilling every last clump of soil. Excuse me. It rained just 2 days ago, so how come this land is... The farmer standing at the edge of the field suddenly goes wide-eyed. All the water stored in the fields drains away at a speed discernible to the naked eye, as if there's a bottomless abyss hidden beneath the land. In a flash, all the water is gone, and along with it, the life of the land. The moist paddy fields turn into hardened salt flats in an instant, countless parched fissures stretching outward. Is this another hallucination from G? Stop right there! Lord Zwill, where do you think you're going? I've delivered what I needed to deliver and seen the people I needed to see, and so it's time for me to leave. Why, have you come to see me off, Lord Zwill? You can't leave yet, not until you've given me an explanation. First, the Sui regulator tells me to go, then it tells me I have to stay. You'll have to forgive me for not being able to keep my orders straight. What's your involvement with the demonic taint that's appeared in the middle of Dahuang? And what plans do you have for the devices in the core city? What's more, 100 years ago, a particular convict escaped from the capital, and in just a few months, his pawns were all across Great Yan. What have you been doing in that time? I can't fathom what you're trying to say. Then I'll simply have to escort you to a place where I can make things clear to you. The fact that you came here alone shows great bravery, Lord Zwill. If not for the fact that I'm short on time, I'd be more than glad to stay and have a chat with such a promising young man. But what if I chose not to play along? The man takes out a Jade Weaver's shuttle. Aside from its extra delicate appearance, nothing about it seems out of the ordinary. Zuola takes notice of the gossamer threads wrapped faintly around it. Stop right there! Shock is only momentary. Before the man can lift the shuttle in his hand, the candleholder's blade is already at his neck. I'm just an ordinary man. I don't have the power to fight against you proxies. But within this scroll, there is no difference between the two of us. This scroll is one of my sisters. How could a mortal dare to harness this power? Perhaps you underestimated the extent to which the pheromatologists have researched you. The Sui regulator is fully aware of each and every one of your abilities. I never expected Dusk to have such a low opinion of me, that she'd rather team up with a candleholder to make my life difficult. But it is not a crime for a candleholder to come into private contact with a proxy. Is it not a crime? As guilty as you already are, Lord Zwill, Have you not considered the consequences of such an outrageous act? The most important thing is for me to stop you right here and bring you into custody. You drew the demonic taint into Da Huang in order to destroy the 12 pagodas and 5 cities? Was this entire incident orchestrated by that particular convict? And if I were to say yes, what then? What are you going to do about it, Lord Zuo? Kill me right here and now, granting the Sui beneath the capital city even greater consciousness? Is Yan really prepared to march to war? If that's what it takes to stop you, then so be it. Even now, the bestial Sui may not stand as a shield for the misdeeds of your kind. Nevertheless, it is still a trade whose value must be weighed. The man smiles, ignoring the long blade pointed at his neck. He dusts off his robe and finds a stone step to sit on. I'm serious. Why so jittery? Now that I've been sealed within this painting, I am a simple tailor without the ability to so much as capture a foul beast. What are you worried I'll fly away? We rarely get such opportunities, so let's chat. The only thing you'll be doing is answering my questions. Are you not at all curious about the files in the library that you don't have the authorization to access? Such a great opportunity is sitting right here. Surely those questions are of much interest to you. Don't try to talk your way out of this. Then let's settle the account. Between Great Yan and the Farenmoots. The more we get with G, the more intrigued I get. So what's going on here? The trail's gone cold. If these demon-tainted seeds floated over from that river, then why did the traces of contamination get fainter the closer we get to the edge of the city? Could it be? She scoops up a handful of sand and twirls it carefully within her palm, her brow knitting together. The newly built nomadic city in the distance undulates as it sends faint vibrations through the earth, like a continuous mountain range or the bulging back of a gargantuan beast. Steel and concrete prop up the soil that is thousands of years old, the massive structure seemingly erecting a bridge that spans the ages. But who knows of vestiges left upon this land across its myriad epochs? Was this your doing? All these years you've been silently suppressing this demonic presence. What are you after? How could there be any Xian like you? Wait. Xian. Is she referring to the lady? Xianzhang? Zhang or whatever? However you say that one. I keep struggling with that name. We'll see. Lord Zuo, have you ever seen a silkworm? Or perhaps heard the idiom to wrap yourself in your own cocoon? What are you getting at? I'm quite familiar with these things. For these creatures to grow, they must endure a calamity. Those that survive will break out of their cocoons. Those that do not will have their lives quietly snuffed out in the darkness. Who are you implying is the silkworm here? You and I, and all things in existence. Say what you will, but we have no interest in comparing ourselves to insects. You people are so proud of the civilization you built, but there are no records of the very beginning in the Sui Regulator's files? Are there no records? Man, I keep mixing words. Of how the True Lung was able to end the 100 Clan rebellion. Of course we're aware. We understand full well that it was nothing more than a bout of folly brought about by the bestial Sui's arrogance, not a gift of any sort. Why are you that keen for Yan to sing the praises of your kind? Besides, you no longer have that kind of power. No living being can escape the cycle of destruction and rebirth. Summer insects sing not of sleet or ice, everything we see, hear, and think is enclosed in a silken cocoon, and we must never forget our humility. What are you getting at? Since the end of that great battle and appearance of our kind, the Sui Regulator has also accumulated 1,000 years of history. Have you ever considered why Yan never moved to banish the Sui until now? 100 years ago, the convict incited great chaos, resulting in the death of a proxy. Now that the awakening of the bestial Sui is an inevitability, banishment has become a clear imperative. The bestial Sui is awakening. Which Farron mythologist came up with that conclusion? Who stands to benefit when Yan goes to war? In whose interest would it be to banish the Sui? Did you fail to consider these questions, Lord Zuo? Or are you simply pretending that they don't exist? Why should I take anything you say at face value? Naturally, you don't have to believe me. Let us settle another account. Setting aside the fact that I am a lowly peddler, my brothers and sisters have for centuries kept a great many dangers from Great Jan. Even when it comes to my unemployed little sister, Jan cannot even fathom the amount of effort it would have taken to build its nomadic cities without her. Of course, there's also the sister who has been standing guard here all this time. When it comes to the symbiotic history of the Fahrenmuts and Jan, from beginning to end, my brothers and sisters have done nothing to harm you. All they've wanted is to live like ordinary people. But now they are about to lose their lives over some undeserved disaster. Tell me, Lord Swill, how are we to settle this account? Indeed, a number of you have made invaluable contributions to Jan, which this nation has never forgotten. Yet now there are some of you who choose to stand against Greater Jan, threatening the lives of countless people. Ah, were you not suggesting just now that your Xians had taken good care of Jan? Why then, at the first sign of hardship, did you turn against the Xians? Where even are these Xians? From beginning to end, there have only been ordinary people. Why not take a look at the ground beneath your own feet? Didn't we already dispose of the contaminated crops? No, this is the grain that was harvested normally before. How did it become like this? The granary is filled with the rice that was harvested only a few days ago. What should have been a golden mound of grain has now turned into a red and black mass. Ew. Red and black mass. Oof. So it's blighted, but how? Weave the silk. Okay.
Let's go. Take them all by storm.
Wait. I think I know.
Follow me. From shadows. Apple pie.
Make this harder than it needs to be.
I don't need him to survive, I just need him to attack that.
This hunt has dragged on for too long.
Let's begin.
No. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Got it. No way out for you. Hurry up.
I guess I'll just keep her there, just in case.
Rock and roll.
I mean...
There we go.
Keep them healed up. Using her. That's starting to get better, but we don't have one of those thingies in there to tell...
Keep your distance, or you risk getting caught up in the fighting.
See, that's gonna help that a little bit.
And what purpose do you think your sacrifice will serve?
All the best.
Ooh. Well, I might have an oopsie.
Arch unit charging.
Maybe. We'll see.
Please give your orders, Professor.
Alright, we're gonna hold off on that. Red's doing an okay job there.
War. A word I've not heard in a long, long time.
Heal that wound in no time.
I wasn't supposed to act, sow the mountains when summer leaves a white dew. Seed the plains when equinox paints russet hue.
A valiant struggle.
Initiating healing process. Professor?
Professor? How's that? Hanpo datte hikanai.
Just in case anybody slips through. That should be it. One more. There they are. Done. Okay. Wasn't as bad as I thought. See, that water thing, like, it's a cool mechanic, but it doesn't seem to be super necessary to worry about, like, or at least not really bad, but it was just like a dream. She traversed a great long journey, crossing mountains and ridges in the ice and snow, reaching an endless field of rice at the end of the road. The rich stalks glimmered like gold. She did not know who had planted them here, or why they grew so prosperously. Oh man, I'm tripping over my words so bad today. How wonderful. Then stay here. She hears a voice calling out to her. No, no. She remembers her unfinished business and the place she must return to. She picks up a stalk of rice. Vague figure waves a hoe around, burying seeds in a plot. You're back! Thank goodness, everyone was waiting for you. You were gone so long. Did the trip go smoothly? Did you find the crops you were searching for? Laoshi, are you all right? You look a bit... What is this? Oh, someone! Xiaohe, you're still here. Found it. Contamination. It didn't come with the flood. The source must be underground. If we gather the Tianchi bureaus, it might not be too late to start researching now. There's no need to bother with that. We've already decided to abandon these lands. It won't take that much time. Give me maybe 2 or 3 days and I should be able to pinpoint the source of the contamination. There must be a solution. Every bit of land here in Dahong was hard won. We haven't put in anywhere near that much effort yet. So how could we just give up? It's not just a few plots of land. It's the entire city. What? Everyone is to move into the core city and follow it east, leaving behind all the other fields here by tomorrow. The other Tianxis are getting everyone together to prepare for the move. This is what matters most right now. You should go help them. Whose idea was this? Who else could order the entire city relocated? Why? All these experimental fields and these newly planted crops. This has already been a famine year. If we give up on these crops, how many more people are going to go hungry? It'll be just like it used to be. We've tried our best. Evacuate the people as soon as possible, establish post-disaster countermeasures in advance. You are a Tianxi, so have your priorities straight at a time like this. Is the legend true? What nonsense are you spouting now? What's hidden in the permafrost on the north bank of the river? It's those things that contaminated our land, isn't it? Just treat it like any other catastrophe. There've been so many things we couldn't protect over the years. The people aren't just going to leave. This is our land. Nobody's going to leave until we figure out exactly what's going on. If Shennong could keep these enemies from our homes, then so can we! Whoa. Is it an illusion? The vast fields in front of him instantly turn empty and barren. No, it's not that the fields have turned barren, rather, heaven and earth are being invaded by a foreign space. It warps beyond the recognition of any soul. What's going on over there? It's too late. So that must be the slumbering of Sui, right? Shu, what in tarnation was that? Laoshi, is she sick? How did she become like this? Give her a proper burial. The thin, emaciated body falls to the cold, hard ground, a small pack of seeds tucked in the pocket of her flimsy shirt. Are these the seeds she brought back? Did she manage to find the legendary seeds? Our harvest has been terrible the last couple of years. Maybe with this packet of seeds there's some hope after all. Let's take it back. How'd the demonic contamination end up underground? Isn't the Chamber of Heaven's design standing guard outside? How did the contaminants get past the old one and make their way inside? Based on current observations, the contamination here likely existed long before the Chamber of Heaven's designs did. The underground area here is already highly contaminated. But the demonic influence here hasn't spread in all these years. Was it all because of her? But why now of all times? Could she have... Chamber has likely already determined the source of this calamity, but the top priority remains dealing with the crisis at hand. The impact of this demonic catastrophe is unprecedented, and well beyond the scope of any of the Chamber's plans. That's clear from the fact that you Chamber Tianshis actually called me up. So what options do we still have? Have all the Chamber's forces on the North Bank withdraw, and at the same time have the demonic defense line pull back 50 kilometers to the south. Abandon all plots and evacuate to the core city. After that, we'll need your help activating the core city's defenses and re-establishing a defensive line using the core city as a barrier. This plan doesn't tally up how many people are going to be sacrificed. Demonic taint is not like any ordinary calamity. It must be nipped in the bud. I've never seen Yan make such a rough call before. Who ordered it? Was it your big boss, the great and unknowable old Tianshi? Just do as you're told and don't ask too many questions. What are you looking at? Why would she do this? She probably doesn't want to leave, though. If the demons had already contaminated the land all the way back then, she's been single-handedly suppressing it all this time. 1,000 years. What would it feel like to have your consciousness gnawed by demons for 1,000 years? Shoo, good grief. There's no other way. There's nothing we can do. We can't whisk everyone away inside a painting, and I can't build a castle out of thin air to carry everyone off either. Then what about her? What do you mean? Surely she would have known that this day would eventually come. The question is, where is she now? Crying. The cries came from far away. Babies wailing, old people sobbing, even the crops in the field are mourning. Just like the scene from 40 years ago. It was another famine year. Your shoe. You're from the Sui Regulator. Your orders are to farm Dahuang. Catastrophes have been frequent in recent years, and harvests have failed year after year. As a proxy, you clearly have the ability to save these crops, yet you've chosen to stand by and do nothing. People can't do what I can. If I save them, the people will only think about how to make this miracle happen again. But I can't save them every time. One day, I will be gone. And when that time comes, the power I wield now will become nothing more than the root of evil that harms others. Oh, is that foreshadowing? Is there nothing you can do? Oh, please tell me that's not foreshadowing. There really isn't much I can do, other than write down my experiences and pass them down to future generations. Once the hard years are over, there will be bountiful years to follow. People have always had to rely on themselves to survive. But how am I to believe that by remaining here, you're doing something good for Yan and his people? How long are you staying here? Until this time next year. Wait for this year's harvest, you'll see. By the way, have you ever worked the land before? It's planting season now and everyone has their hands full. Would you mind lending me a hand? I vaguely remember that the crops grew particularly well that year. The plowed rice plowed up into the little hills, and the farmers said that they wouldn't need to worry about catastrophe for the next few years. You're smiling. I'm really glad. Are you still going to write me up in your report to the Sui Regulator? Are you going to stay here forever? Stay and help us? With you here, everyone feels safe. I used to have a friend just like you. The music's beautiful. Now there truly is no other way. Just once, I'm begging you, just this one time. Can you please save the people here only once? You promised me that you'd stay here forever. Shoo. The room is empty. A warm bowl of soup still sits on the table. I see. You've already... The rain starts to fall. It's raining. The farmer looked up to see a thin cloud covering the crescent moon in the sky. Shortly thereafter, a few drops of cold rain fall. Who is that? Ah, there's Shu. In the distance, someone walks deeper into the fields. She walks across the barren fields, and wherever her feet fall, small verdant patches follow. Wait, where are you going? She does not respond and simply continues to walk forward. She walks further and further until her figure disappears altogether with a thunderclap. Unlike the heavy rain from just a few days earlier, the rain right now is so tender and fine. As the rain falls, all the cracks in the land fade away. And thus, a soul trapped for 1,000 years dissipates. All things will come to grow. How's she? It's raining. As I thought. Like ink stains blending and blurring with water, the painting sealing this section of space gradually dissipates without a trace. What just happened? You were so close. Why, you! Oh, did he just confess? Lord Swo, I have no intention of becoming your enemy. However, I do hope you take what I said to heart. The days ahead of us are long, and there shall come a time when we meet again. In the end, this is how it turned out, just like I said. My dear sister, these humans can't do anything without you. May you rest well now. When you next awaken, everything will be better.
Why must our world be enveloped in strife?
No way, did she just... Oh no. A roll of fabric could be cut into clothing or set into motion a business that knows no end. Alright, so next story bit. Wow, okay. This should put us over the halfway point. It's the hour of Chuo. Who won this round? Count for yourself. I told you I'm not very good at this. Then you should learn. It is not easy for you to meet you face to face. A decrepit temple, just as unrelenting as you are. You lock yourself away in this hut to stare at the board day after day. What do you see looking at it? More or less what you see from your ledgers. There exist rules on the board just as there exist rules outside the board. All under heaven live for profit and die for profit. Receptive as always, Erge. Over the year, our brothers and sisters seem to have lived much more pleasant lives after discovering their interests. Our eldest brother seems to have eventually mastered Kung Fu and made his way north to guard the city there. Our eldest sister, on the other hand, dreamt 1,000 years away and roamed hither and thither, living a mostly happy life. All of us live as happily as we can be, except her. You know the one. All these years, and I still feel sorry for her. Business must have been going very well for you to have the time and luxury to worry about all this. It wasn't until recently that I comprehended a certain wisdom and learnt a way to live. Heaven and earth are merely a temporary lodging for all beings, while time is a transient guest that passes generations by. Man spends an entire lifetime only for a spiritual lodging and a persistent pursuit of accomplishments. Whether this lifetime is long or short makes little difference. If you were truly seeing everything through, you wouldn't be sitting here. I know what you're going to say. I can help you to do what you want to do. However, I will need to borrow something from you in return. You're my second eldest brother. No need to stand on ceremony. What's mine is yours. Give me your life. Is this the person he's talking to there? And he kept talking about a board. Could that be the same one that showed up and talked to Chongyue at the end of Where Vernal Winds Will Never Blow? I wonder. From what I've heard, I came to Da Huang from the villages outside. That year, someone found a wooden basin in the fields with a child who barely knew how to speak. Most likely, he had drifted into the fields from the river that flowed outside the city. Good thing someone found him. Considering there was news of a catastrophe, it's not so difficult to make guesses as to what happened upstream. What had happened upstream. You're a lucky boy clinging on to dear life in a field of grain. We'll call you He Sheng for grain stalks. This will be your home from now on. I later asked around in hopes of finding the village where I was born. I found a village that was completely empty. There was nothing but ruined houses and swaths of land covered in originium crystals. What happened to the people here? Land here yields no harvest anymore. Why? You see the black rocks? You can't grow food anywhere around them. And if you can't grow food, people go hungry. Is there lots of land like this? Is there any way we can make these bad rocks disappear so we can grow food on this land again? Many people have spent many years looking for a way. Would you like to join them? Yes. It could take a very long time. You might never see the results even after spending your whole life on the effort. Would you regret that? No. A lot has happened lately. The land I knew is now completely different. The old fields were almost renovated. Too bad heaven is cruel and forced these endless calamities upon us. The farmer by the field looks up to see the rain falling onto his face. It feels cool and gentle. The withered crops in the field also stand up straight, their stalks and leaves returning to a crisp green color. It's Shenong. Shenong really is back. Wei, what are you doing lying around here? Wake up! Hey, wake up! Stop! What's going on? And why that get-up again? What time is it? It's been half a day since we last saw each other. You had me check the crops in the granary and said you'd find the culprit behind all the storms in Dahuang. Why are you lying here? So what's the story? What were the crops in the granary? Were they polluted? Have you found the source of the pollution? You saw none of that. What? I went to the granary only to find the summer harvest all turned a strange red-black color. Not only that, but the soil in the fields is all crusty and salted. I have no idea what happened, but it rained just moments ago, and not only did the soil return to normal, but so did the grains in the granary. Almost like somebody used some tremendous originium arts to cleanse the taint. The taint underground. Who could do that? So we're safe now. This rain. Where's Shu? Where's... who? Your teacher, where is she? We have a few teachers at the Tianqi bureaus. Which one are you talking about? What did you do? Whatever do you mean? She's gone! What are you up to? Why ask me? It has always been her decision alone to stay here and guard this place. When have I ever interfered in any way? Was it not man who locked her away in this land for a millennium? Have you lost your marbles? Not only do you and the Weiqi failure want to get yourselves killed, you want to drag all of us down with you? Looks like my little sisters have spent too much time and had too much fun in this mortal realm, to the point they've forgotten who they really are. How much longer will you two keep up this act, pretending you're not different? This is getting, tense. Very, very tense, and a lot of emotions flaring up here. Like, I don't know. This is crazy, to say the least. Shut up! You've been hiding in your paintings for so long, yet you're still as impatient as ever. Quite unbecoming of the world's greatest artist, wouldn't you say? And Nyan, all these years I've never seen you so serious. Seems like you actually care a lot about your siblings. I'm going to kill you. But as I told you, I'm here to help. Why won't you believe me? Didn't you want to assemble this vessel of yours that will bear the energy of existence, the Third Mood's heart? May I tell you what it's missing right now? Stay back if you value your life. I really don't have the luxury of resolving this misunderstanding right now. You two will just have to forgive me for this. You could control the device! Did you? Our powers came from the same source. On top of that, I deliberately studied a few methods of dealing with my doppelgangers. This might perhaps be a little risky, and it comes with certain side effects, but that is something I will have to live with. Da Huang should face this crisis. They should not be allowed to rely on others giving their lives to resolve what they have sown. That would simply be too convenient. The man extends his hand, and a black bundle of rice stalks appears in his hand. Shape, will, and causality. 3 of you together may appear as though you can stand up to heaven, up to even heaven itself. That is how our sister has always been. She believed that toiling away in the fields would always yield a good harvest. She believed the lands had more beauty than blemishes, more benevolence than wickedness. But why does the birth of new life always come with the sound of crying? When a frail new life is born on these lands, be it man or beast, the very first emotion it must feel is always fear. It is time to wake up. The man inserts the black rice stalks into the enormous device in front of him. Moments later, a heart begins to beat. He's waking the beast. Alright, HS-6. Well, let's give it a shot. The cries of foul beasts waft through the window of the farmhouse, along with the rays of rising sun. A mother opens her sleepy eyes, the child in her arms tightly grasping at the hem of her clothes. She lets out a sigh and sits up, thinking of the events of the previous day, as well as the cries of her frightened child throughout the night. The young child rouses from his sleep. When he notices his mother's departure, his nose twitches, and tears soon flow down his chubby cheeks. The father adroitly picks up the child and stands next to the window, patting his back and lulling him back to sleep. Hush, hush, there's no need to cry. Look out the window. There's nothing there at all. Look at the flowers and look at our fields. Everything's fine, so there's no need to cry. However, the child bawls even louder, even stretching his arm to point out the window. The mother and father follow his gesture and look outside, where they see a strange, pale beast standing at farmland's edge. Oh, so this is where we're going to deal with them absorbing the blight like they showed in the anniversary trailer. It stares back through the window of the family of 3. So it absorbs the blight and becomes stronger. Okay. Makes it tougher. A silent lumberjack picks up his axe, and a wisp of tattered red cloth floats by. He rubs the coarse gash as if remembering something. A pair of strong, calloused hands, not quite bleached, but with distinct joints, coalesces with blood and mud. The hands tied a strand of red silk to his arm before they fell lifelessly to the ground. Those hands once lifted a heavy weapon. They once stroked his face. They once held a crying child. The hand's master has slightly darkened skin, and when she smiles, she reveals her white teeth and shallow dimples. He stands before the woods along the riverbank. Among the tree trunks are tied strips of red silk. Wooden placards engraved with blurry names dangling from them. A gust of wind blows, the branches sway, and the wooden placards make crisp sounds. A strange braying sound floats by, and the lumberjack half opens his cloudy eyes. Eerie fabric. They've returned. They shouldn't be here. What's wrong? An earthquake? I thought the plate hadn't been completed yet. What's going on then? Oh, here go these too. Jout! That was a close one. My head. What's happening? All the sky poles are out of control. Sky poles seem affected by some disturbance, passing over the people's heads in swarms, blotting out the sky in a manner reminiscent of an insect plague not seen in ages. Look at that! What's with the color of the sun? Uh-oh. People lift their heads and see that the sun has suddenly dipped down into the west, illuminating half the sky blood red. Everyone is stricken with a tense fear. Primordial fear that has existed within human hearts since ancient times. That's scary. Like that whole picture. Catastrophe, pestilence, disease, and famine. This realm is no longer the home they have known. Ooh. Unsettling braying noises. What are these things? Pests? How can this be? They're popping out of thin air, straight out of the ground. They're everywhere. What's going on? Why are these animals not listening? Are you okay? I've never seen animals like these before. They almost look like they're not even animals. They're more like the monsters from popular operas than pestilence beasts. They're even popping out of the ground. Let's give this a try. A gust of wind suddenly rises, and the monster's body is torn into fine threads. However, it snaps right back to its original form in an instant and continues to crawl forward. More and more monsters begin to rise from the soil. Wherever they go, crops wither and the land dries up. It didn't do anything. Piercing wail. Watch out! Zoila, what are these things? Get back, this isn't something I can explain in a sentence or two. Zoila plucks a strand of silk with his longsword, but before he can raise it to the eye level, the silk thread disappears on the wind. Are they the same? Yes. Candleholder looks up toward the center of the city. A tower of white jade stands there, emitting an ominous light. Skybound white jade capital of 12 pagodas and 5 cities. The ancients once envisioned a city that reached the heavens, but now it has become a source of calamity. He did it, in the end. How much do you really know? There's no time to explain. Hey Sheng, do me a favor and rescue all the people here. Go gather all the farmers and have them stick together as much as possible. No, whatever you do, don't leave anyone alone. Remember, don't be afraid of them. Even if you have to force yourself, do not feel fear. What about you? What are you going to do? I'm going to shut down that device. What, you're doing this on your own again? This is my duty, even if I have to put my life on the line. What kind of talk is that? Did anyone ask for your life? Why are you always up on your own pedestal, acting as if everyone's looking to you to save them? Well, Xiaohei is right. This isn't a problem you can solve on your own. It's you. What should we be doing now? This is happening because of the contamination on the north bank of the river. The flood allowed them to penetrate Da Huang's defenses. Don't panic. The Tianxis from the Chamber of Heaven's Designs is on the way. But first, we need to organize everyone together. Strengthen numbers. That's how we'll look after one another. Come together and protect those in need. Let's get going, grain buds. Rongwan Qing, Qianbei. I have seen your name on the Sui Regulator's roster. I hung up those robes a long time ago. You suppressed the Shanhaizong and traced the criminal's master plan. You were the Sui Regulator's most storied candleholder of the last century. 40 years ago, you left the Sui Regulator to become a magistrate in Dahuang, and you stayed here ever since. Why? My duty is to keep an eye on anything that might threaten Yan. However, Shu was not one of those things. Shu used her own life to cleanse the demonic contamination beneath Dahuang. She did. But by some unknown means, Ji forcibly powered up the core city with demon fragments, resulting in the strange monsters we see now. I failed to detect a criminal plan, a clear dereliction of duty, but I've heard that the Chamber's defensive line along the northern bank is imperiled. How can we allocate the manpower to defend Dahuang? You've got the situation right. At the moment, we can only rely on ourselves. Those creations come from the power of that proxy, and are also shadows of the demons fueled by fear. The struggle is also one of courage in the human heart itself. How do we stop these monsters, though? The heart can't move without its limbs. The Tsumu Tianxis have already gone to sever the connections between the various plates in the core city. Our job is to protect the people here. I'll see it done. Candleholder's duty is to carry the fire that drives out the shadows of the Farenmut. However, the shadows that loom over this people do not come solely from Farenmuts. Light the lamp and let it remain lit. Do not forget that. I'll stop him. I will. So is she not involved? This is the debt that you must collect. Wait. Would it be right to say, long time no see? You shouldn't have come back. At least you weren't the one who directly ordered my arrest. For Shu's sake, I can allow you to see her, but after that, be gone. Any further transgressions, however, and you'll have only yourself to blame for any lingering sentiments being set aside. Lingering sentiments? Sounds quite nice when you put it like that. If by lingering sentiments you're referring to trapping her here for a millennium to be your work beast, then your tone suggests you would prefer we went back to the days when Great Yan was hunting all of you. No, life is self-centered and zero-sum, and that much is true for beasts as it is for humans. I simply want to make a deal with you. I promise to use the successful completion of the 12 pagodas and 5 cities, free from the threat of demons and catastrophes. Additionally, the next 3 years shall be beneficent, such that you will have ample time to stockpile food and recuperate. In exchange, I ask that my sister be freed from this place. You make it sound like Da Huang won't be able to overcome this challenge without you. The demons run rampant, and catastrophes are capricious. You should be fully aware of Da Huang's situation. How do I know I can trust you? It is not amply clear to the Sui Regulator what our abilities are. I will do as I stated and uphold my side of the deal. If you pull out, however, I will be forced to collect other assets as collateral. Just know that I, too, have lingering sentiments when it comes to this land. Shoo. I did promise to let you leave. You will do as you stated, but if it's my life you would collect, we'll see just what these demons' blasphemous methods can do. Blood splatter. Is she dead? Or did she get hit, or what? The energy core activated on its own, but how? It's not ready yet. These readings. Is this a joke? This is enough to power a sizable nomadic city for 300 years. Out of the way. I'll deal with this. Oh, this guy. Okay. The energy core has gone out of control. He's taken control and is using it to create monsters. Spare me the abstract. Nobody knows this device better than me. On the other hand, Assistant Minister Ning, I don't need to remind you that the current situation is due to the failures of the Ministry of Rights and the Sui Regulator. Out of control. Since the day I joined the Tianxi bureaus and began studying engineering, the 3 words I've come to hate most are out of control. So I place a lot more stock in the Grand Commandant's discrimination over the meritocracy that the Grand Tutor speaks of. You'll have plenty of time to impeach the Ministry of Rights after this crisis is over. Our top priority is to cut the connection between the plates and the core city. If we can't regain control at that point, then we must destroy the core city. I understand you don't appreciate the way I fawn upon the powerful figures, but I'm not so petty as to fail to grasp the overall situation. You can go now. I will stop the device. All by yourself? This is my project. My own projects have never gone out of control, nor will they ever. If it is to fail, then I should be the one to destroy it and pay whatever price I must. Do you want to help me finish this project? Why? I find you a sagacious partner, Assistant Minister Wan. I trust that our business will go smoothly. I see how much you value this project. The material aid I sent is a token of my sincerity. And you want me to pay for those supplies, yes? That's fine. Name your price. You misunderstand. Assistant Minister Wan, what are these baubles worth compared to you? I've forgotten. What is the annual salary a minister earns in the Ministry of Engineering? And how long would you like to occupy that position, Assistant Minister Wan? Nothing to be surprised about. I know how difficult it was for you to rise from a humble scholar to a second-tier official. For all the hemming and hawing in the court, their plans amount to nothing more than profit, which is why you took such a great risk to help a certain Mandarin deal with the aftermath of Yumen. Are you threatening me? I'm only out to make a deal here. It is to our mutual benefit that this project be completed. Fine, I accept. You readily agreed to the terms, but allow me to remind you that once you've signed this contract, you will have to pay the price, come what may. Under heaven, live for profit and die for profit. Do you think the only thing that matters to me is this minister's robe? It's the lot of you who underestimate me. Coughs up blood. There's some weird stuff going on. What's wrong? Why did you stop? Hey, Shing. I'm actually a bit scared. What's happening with all the farmland? Monsters are popping out from all over the place, like in the operas. To be honest, I'm scared too. But I also know there are a lot of people even more scared, and they don't know what to do. There's still something I can do. I can still protect them. Big Buffalo, even though I always called you a stupid buffalo, you're actually the smartest person I've ever met. You've known so much, much more than anyone else when it comes to farming. Which is why no matter what happens, you have to swear to keep yourself safe. Your dreams will surely come true. Whatever you do, don't think nobody cares about you just because you have no family. It's just... what's gotten into you all of a sudden? I don't know, maybe it's because I'm scared that I'm blurting out all the things I normally keep buried deep down. If only Shu were here, she'd know what these things are. Huh? Who? What did I just say? Who is Shu? But there was someone with us. She knew everything. Something's blocking their memories of Shu. That's weird. What are you talking about? I don't know. A couple days ago, someone stopped me along the riverbank and told me a story. Oh right, the riverbank. How about this song? Not a fan, huh? Is Come Home Soon, Little Flower the only song you like? Did I tell you that I got into a fight with Heisheng? He said that if I kept skipping school, all the good students would go off to Baixiao, but I'd have to stay here. So mean, right? Don't you think he's just trying to provoke me for no reason? What's wrong with the way I am, anyway? I want to stay here and wait for my parents to come back. Hey, why are you chasing me off again? Okay, I'm leaving. Whoa, watch where you're swinging that axe. I don't think that guy's bad. I think that's more of a... like when he chases her off, he knows something's coming. Hey Sheng, there's someone on the other side of the river who hasn't evacuated yet. Grainbuds, don't run off! I'll be fine. The mute uncle only listens to me, so I have to bring him back. Everyone at Dahuang's gonna be safe and sound. I'll see you soon in the center city. Alright, here we go. Clouds burn red. Let's give it a shot. Okay, we've got double duty here.
家訓苦難と闇を恐れるべからず Follow me! No way out for you.
Okay.
Anything outside the plan? I'll judge for myself.
Alright.
Let's put an end to this show. Pronto.
Well, let's put her there. Just to... Ooh, that was probably a bad choice. Huh.
This hunt has dragged on for too long.
Sorry, Pookie, I need you here.
Awaiting orders. You can't stop me.
I need
Let's
you
put an end to
to
this
do
show.
this.
Pronto.
There we go.
And what purpose do you think your sacrifice will serve?
Alright. Alright. Shoo. Need you out here.
A word I've not heard in a long, long time. Awaiting orders. Cut them to pieces. I'll plant you into the soil to grow anew. Please, come to your senses!
Ooh.
This hunt has dragged on for too
Okay.
long.
Hold off on Ifiola. Actually, you know what? I am gonna put her here just in case. I doubt I'm gonna need her, but
Incoming.
that's like
Get ready,
having
everyone.
an extra medic on the field with what she does. That is insane. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Professor?
No, 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 no.
Got it.
Okay, wait.
You can't stop me.
Let's put an end to this show. Pronto.
I wasn't supposed to act. Clear skies for Qingning, rain clouds for Guoyu. Got it. 戦に祈りを懺悔しなさい。
We're gonna heal while she does some damage. Okay, so we've got that covered now.
You can't stop me. 準備完了。懺悔しなさい。Don't be a please. Come to your senses.
Oh no, we might lose Shu. Oh no.
You can go do something else.
Living mode enabled. No way out for you.
No, 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 no. We may need to pull back into the next area. Okay. We do need to
You
pull
want
back
my
into the next
opinion?
area. Oh no.
I'll be careful.
Just barely got it. Let's
Your
go.
logical deduction
That was
is
a little
absolutely
flaw on my end, but you know what?
Perfect calculation.
Plus how bad the blight got in that area, but we're good. We got it. Oh wow, no after story. Okay. Is what it is. All right. All right, guys, so that is going to be it for this one. We did complete 2 more stages, so HS5, HS6, but we also had a nice story bit there as well, and we're starting to unravel what's happening. There's still a lot of questions, there's still a lot of confusion, and now Shu's gone. So what is gonna happen? Where is this gonna go? How are they gonna save Da Huang? And I'm curious, is she truly gone completely? Or is she coming back? Like, there's so much to think about and so much to unravel here, but we'll figure it out in due time. One thing at a time. We at least completed 3 parts, like I said, 2 stages, 1 story bit, and the next episode will probably, depending on how hard it is to get through the finale, we will probably try to wrap this up. I will probably try to make the next episode the last one. So with that being said, guys, we are almost to the finish. 1 more part, and we will have here at People Sows complete. HS7, HS8, HS-9, and then the epilogue. Well, with that being said, that's it for this one, guys. As always, if you want to help support the channel, you can like the video, subscribe, which definitely helps, and there is the link in the description to Buy Me an Operator, which would allow you to go in, send a donation if you're feeling up to it, and tell me what episode you saw it in, tell me something in the note, whatever you want to, and I will shout you out in a future episode. We'll use that money towards headhunting, whether it's a pack from the store to help us get there, or Originite Prime that we'll use to headhunt for operators. With that being said, that is it for this one, and I will see you guys next time.